onto my computer. So it's very lovely, and welcome to Business Voices to Sarah Hamilton Gill, who is the Managing Director of Globus HR Consulting Limited, who has just launched her book, Leap into HR Consulting, which she's going to tell you all about. It's really exciting times. You've got your last group session coming up in November, which I know that you're going to tell us about, which is very exciting. And we're also delighted to host your e-learning courses at Aspire for Business Academy. So thank you for trusting us with that. So I'm going to pass over to you, Sarah, so that you can tell us all about your business. And because I'm the psychologist, very interested in how you were as a child and whether or not your school reports have sort of still ringing true as an adult. Mine certainly do, because it says no, always talks too much in class. And so interesting to find out. So I'm going to pass the stick over to you so that
thank you very much.
So that you can tell us all about your business, Sarah, and how it's all progressing, how your book came about. We're all really interested to know.
Brilliant. Thanks, Bev, for inviting me on. It's yes, it's a very interesting time for me. I've been in HR for a very long time, over 30 years. But in terms of having my own business, I've been an HR consultant for 26 years now.
Wow.
So I've gone from making the leap into consulting myself, which came from the retail sector, as an HR business partner, moved across into consulting. There was no plan, there was no structure, there was no nothing. So I got sold the dream about how you can work 2 days a week and still earn a fortune.
Yeah.
So yeah, that old
You must have had the same dream there, Sarah, I reckon.
Yeah, I know. So that was really funny. So yeah, 26 years on, I still do a lot of consulting, but my main focus now is mentoring other people to set their own HR consulting businesses up.
Yeah.
Hence the little plug here, hence the new book that is being published on the 5th of November.
Yeah.
So all of my time really at the moment is dedicated to helping other people do the same thing. And do you know what? It's a brilliant time for setting up in HR consulting. So.
Yeah, I suppose with a lot of redundancies as well, it's an ideal time to sort of consider if that's something you'd like to do. And on the point of your book, we will happily put the link to your book into the comments below. So we'll do that as well. Yeah. So what sort of people are coming to you? Are they sort of tend to be HR administrative people that want to do more, or are they managers going in, or directors? How does that usually work?
It's quite a blend. I mean, typically, I would say somebody needs to be in HR for 5 years plus to be able to move into consulting. So you're typically talking about HR manager, director level, a whole variety of situations at the moment, from people being furloughed, people being made redundant. And actually, there's a lot of people out there at the moment, particularly women, I have to say, that have got this real challenge of homeschooling and caring for, working from home while you've got a busy corporate career and looking after children is just almost impossible. It's almost impossible.
So the work-life balance, work-life balance, we've been calling it the work-life conflict at the moment, because it's, it's all happening in the same place, and we just don't know what's going to happen next, really, in that.
And I think the problem with not knowing what's happening next is that lends itself for a lot of HR professionals now saying, well, actually, the only way I can manage this in the uncertainty is to set my own business up. So yeah, there's a lot of movement at the moment.
So then they come to you and they sign up to your course, and the next one's happening in November. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I've structured a course, a program, a group coaching program for anybody that is wanting to get their business up and running. It's a 6-week program. It's a combination of online materials and group coaching, as well as a community group to join. And we take everybody through this structured approach to how you can set up your business. So a lot of the people that have been through this, we've had about 45 people set up businesses during COVID so far this year.
Yeah.
which is lovely, really lovely, and everybody's at different stages. But the key thing is, it gives people the confidence to go through this process and feel that they've got a group of people behind them to make it work.
Yeah. So you all work together. Do you sort of have like little peer groups, things like that, where people can talk about their work? And I suppose being spread up all over the UK, anybody international, or is it mostly based in the UK?
Predominantly the UK. It's got obviously an international reach, but I think because of the way I market it currently, it tends to have a UK base to it. But that's not to say, we get a lot of international people joining us on the webinars. So.
Well, that's brilliant, isn't it? I know that you said that you were doing a webinar later today, so I'm mindful of your time. So with people joining in a peer group, I suppose that they can then sort of look at what each other's doing, and you encourage that as well, people helping each other?
Absolutely. Collaboration is key. Obviously you and I collaborate, and I encourage that for all of my boot campers, as I call them. So there's a Facebook community group where there's lots of dialogues and engagement that goes on. There's offline meetings face to face where they can, and there's a huge amount of support in that group. So
what are you finding sort of the questions that come up? What are people sort of looking for mostly when they're thinking about setting up a consultancy program? How does that look? What are the things that they usually get stuck on?
Well, I think the first thing that kind of comes up is there's this kind of slight fear or lack of confidence. So that can actually stop people from even, taking the first step across the line, really. So that aside, once that's been looked at and addressed and supported, then the next key thing really is the clarity about what it is that they're actually going to do. And I think a lot of HR consultants or HR professionals are very worried that there's too many consultants out there already.
Yes, but it's not. This is what I talk to people about, of course, and it's not about how many there are. It's your uniqueness, isn't it? It's what you can actually bring to the market. And I know that 3 of the people that I've spoken to that you work with, all are coming at this from a totally different angle.
Absolutely,
I think I mentioned to you before, when you've got when you're wearing a tuxedo or a really nice suit, it's not about that, is it? It's about the cut of it or the actual detail of what you're bringing into your consultancy work. And, it's that's the important part. So how do you move people forward once you've got their mindset in gear and, they know what their offer is? How do you help them then, Sarah?
Well, there's a structured program where we take individuals go through various workbooks. There's a lot of activity where they're working on their business throughout the whole of the program, and then we get guest speakers coming in as well. So it is a structured program, which is quite funny really for somebody that is not as structured. But I've created it because I know people need to know the kind of the steps you need to take, and there is a sequence to how you do this. I talk to a lot of people that they think about setting up in business, and the first thing they start doing is writing their website, and they haven't actually got the clarity around what they want to offer yet. So there is a sequence to get this right, and so we go through that.
And so sort of honing in on who your clients are and things like that, isn't it, really? And who your target market is. And even within that, when we're looking at uploading courses onto Academy, we say, who is your client, 3 people that your course might be relevant for. And even within that group, there's a small sort of that would be relevant to. That's absolutely brilliant. And I'm very keen to sort of know about your. So how can we get onto this November course? What's the date, and how do people sign up for that?
Right. So the next cohort starts on the 9th of November. If anybody's interested, then by all means, please just drop me an email, which is Sarah with an H, and then hg@globalshrconsulting.co.uk. Hopefully that'll be in the link below. Just drop me a note. We can have a chat and we can see whether it's the right course for you or not. It's not right for everybody, so I'm very honest about it. If it's not right, then I would say something.
Well, I know that from the people that you do work with, that the feedback that they give is absolutely phenomenal, you know, and you clearly have the structure and the process right to help people to actually to get into HR consulting. So well done you for that, because you know there's nothing better than a great testimonial, is there, to sort of, you know, to give you a boost. So what about you at school then, Sarah? Back to what you teach.
Right.
Insight. So are you that person still?
This is the irony of it all, really, is that in the book I talk a little bit about my story, and one of the key things from school was actually my parents coming back from a parents' day or parents' evening and coming back and saying to me, "Well, we've just been told, Sarah, that you're probably only going to get 1 O-level."
Yeah.
And I was devastated. I mean, I know I wasn't academic, but I wasn't that bad. So I think that it's interesting, isn't it, the psychology behind these things? That one comment about you're only going to get 1 O-level, kind of really kind of spurred me on to say, well, actually, I'm going to prove you wrong. So my whole career has been about, you know, personal development, self-development, learning. You know, I've got 10 O-levels, 3 A-levels, 1 degree, 2 master's degrees. You know, it didn't stop. So so much for teachers, hey? They didn't take.
Yeah, I've spent 10 years as one, and you know, you can see potential in people, and really can push them along. And people, as you very well know, are either positively or negatively motivated. So your teacher obviously knew that you would be negatively motivated, and the fact of not getting anything at all. I can't imagine that of you at all, Sarah, actually. So you know, it was obviously the right way to go. So would you like to tell us anything else about your business? How's it going? If you had a great year, or how's it been this year for you during COVID and lockdown?
Well, I mean, we had our best ever February. And then a lot of our business was, the business was already remote, because I live a lot of my time in Corfu.
Yeah.
So I'd already created a business that could be serviced from outside of the UK. The biggest change for me really was that our residential boot camps suddenly had to switch from residential to online.
Yes.
So pivoting that, we had a month to kind of pivot it very quickly. One of my other big clients dropped 80% in income. So March and April were very, very challenging. But last month we managed to bounce back and get to the pre-COVID income that we'd actually got prior to that. So very, very pleased. There's still a whole lot of work to do, but I'm pleased in terms of the business, and I'm also pleased for all the other people that have set up businesses as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So tell us about your online course, because we have that hosted at Academy, at Spy for Business Academy. Tell us about that course. What does that look like?
So it's a short course, and it's aimed at anybody that's contemplating going into consulting but doesn't want to invest in the whole program until they kind of really know whether it's for them or not. So it takes them through quite a detailed questionnaire in various sections, and at the end of it kind of steers you as to whether consulting is right or not. And it includes a number of videos for myself, and there's a profiling tool in there as well.
That's fantastic.
It's the first step that says, you know, is it right for you? And if you get the answer that says yes out to the end of it, then that's brilliant, and they probably sign up to the boot camp after that.
Yeah. So it's like a taster session to what they can actually get along to. That sounds fantastic. I haven't been through that course yet, but I will have a look at it at some stage. Thank you very much.
You don't need it.
Thanks, Sarah. So I think sort of moving forward, you've got this, you know, you've got your boot camp coming up 9th of November. You've got your book out, which is fantastic. We'll put all the links for that, and also your email if people would like to talk to you about that. That's fantastic. And e-learning, of course, is a great way to test the water for yourself. So I would encourage people to go and have a look at that course. And you know, and with your business, do you actually find that you're still doing any HR yourself? Do people come to you and say, can you help?
I have got a very small number of direct clients that I'm still doing consulting with, but not many, not many at all now.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, I've been doing it for 26 years, so I don't feel the need to do the direct stuff anymore.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, helping others, be the teacher.
And thank goodness I'm not in the current climate, because
yeah, it's quite tough, isn't it? Actually, you'd probably be coming onto one of your courses, Sarah, actually, to be a consultant. Maybe.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah. So how are you? Have you had a good year? Have you? This been a good summer for you? Great. What have you been up to this summer, you yourself?
Well, we moved out to Corfu last year, not permanently, but we kind of transitioning at the moment, and so we've just come back after 2 months out
Oh,
there.
lovely.
So beautiful, love the place. We didn't get as much time to do what we'd really like to, because of course I was finishing off the book.
The book, yeah, yes, of course.
And my partner was also writing his second book, so
oh wow,
you know, authors in Corfu was our summer, really.
So you had your own consultant there then to help you with your book. That sounds like a good deal. No,
no, not really. His is fiction. His is fiction.
Right, okay. just an idea of how it looks. Well, Sarah, it's been lovely to talk to you as always, and you know, we do catch up every now and again when we can, and we're delighted to have you on board at Academy, and I wish you very much with your book, and now I know that you're negatively motivated.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And
thanks, Beth.
See you very soon. No problem at all, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.